Right now, in this very moment, your life is about to change. Your whole existence, everything you've become, everything you are, and everything you'll ever be comes down to one thing: the conversation you're having with yourself right now. That voice inside your head, the one that's been telling you what you can and can't do, what's possible and impossible, that's the key to your transformation. And let me tell you something extraordinary about your brain. Every single thought you think creates a biochemical reaction in your body. Every single word you say to yourself fires and wires specific neural networks in your brain. When you wake up each morning and tell yourself, I'm not good enough or I can't do this, you're not just having a thought. You're programming your neural circuitry to create that exact reality. Here's what's fascinating. So your brain can't tell the difference between what's happening in your environment and what you're thinking about. That's why when you change your thoughts, you literally change your brain structure. This isn't philosophy. This is pure neuroscience. Your thoughts are that powerful. I'm going to share with you a challenge that will revolutionize your life in just 3 days. 3 days, that's all it takes to start rewiring your brain for success. But let me be clear, these won't be ordinary days. These will be days of conscious, deliberate self-talk that will shake the very foundation of your reality. You see, most people live their entire lives on autopilot, letting their past program their future. They wake up with the same thoughts, which trigger the same emotions, which drive the same behaviors, creating the same experiences day after day after day. But you're about to break that cycle. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change your brain. When you change your brain, you change your energy. When you change your energy, you change your life. It's that simple and it's that profound. Think about them. Every great achievement in human history started with someone telling themselves yes when the world was saying no. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every triumph began with an inner dialogue that defied the current reality. The stakes couldn't be higher. Right now, you're either reinforcing your limitations or breaking through them. You're either programming your brain for success or programming it for more of the same. There's no middle ground. Your self-talk is either elevating you or holding you back. In these next 3 days, you're going to learn how to become the architect of your destiny through the precise and purposeful use of your inner dialogue. You're going to understand how to speak to yourself in a way that literally changes the circuitry of your brain, alters your body's chemistry, and transforms your personal reality. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about neural reconstruction. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about permanent transformation. This is about becoming supernatural, about stepping beyond the limitations of your past and into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Are you ready? Because once you understand this and truly apply it, there's no going back to your old self. The next 3 days will create ripples in your consciousness that will expand into waves of transformation in every area of your life. Let's look at what's really happening in your brain right now. Every morning you wake up, and within the first few minutes, your mind starts its familiar pattern. You're thinking the same thoughts you thought yesterday and the day before and the day before that. These aren't random thoughts. They're a program running automatically, shaping your entire reality. Here's what's really going on. So your brain processes about 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. But here's the shocking part. 90 of those thoughts are exactly the same as the ones you had yesterday. You're literally thinking yourself into the same life day after day through this automatic minute. Your negative self-talk isn't just words in your head. When you tell yourself, I'm not ready, I can't afford it, I'm not smart enough, your body believes every word. Your brain releases stress chemicals. Your genes express themselves differently. Your immune system changes, your energy drops, all because of words you're saying to yourself, probably without even realizing it. Think about this. Every time you have a thought, you make a chemical. If you have a fearful thought, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have an angry thought, different chemicals flood your system. Your thoughts are literally creating your biological state. And here's the critical part. Your body doesn't know the difference between an actual experience and an experience you're just thinking about. You've been unconsciously conditioning your body to become addicted to these negative emotional states. That's why change feels so hard. Your body is literally fighting to maintain these familiar chemical states, even though they're making you miserable. It's like being addicted to your own personal pharmacy of emotions. Your limiting beliefs aren't facts. They're just thoughts you've thought so many times that they've become hardwired into your neural circuitry. I'm not good with money. Relationships always end badly for me. I'll never lose weight. These aren't truths. They're just neural networks that have become strengthened through repetition. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you're reinforcing these neural pathways. It's like walking the same path through a field of grass. The more you walk it, the more defined the path becomes. Your brain is literally shaped by your habitual thinking. This is why most people keep creating the same life circumstances over and over. They're thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and therefore attracting the same experiences. But here's the incredible thing about your brain. It's adaptable. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly wiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you're not stuck with your current neural pathways. You can create new ones. You can literally think yourself into a new state of being. The problem is most people wait for something in their outer world to change before they change their inner dialogue. They want to feel confident before they start talking to themselves confidently. They want to see success before they start thinking like a successful person. But that's backwards. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal dialogue. Your repetitive thoughts are creating your future. Right now, in this moment, your self-talk is either programming you for success or programming you for more of the same. There's no neutral ground. Every thought is either moving you toward what you want or keeping you stuck where you are. This is why becoming aware of your current mental state is so crucial. You can't change what you're not aware of. And awareness is the first step to breaking free from these automated patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. So let me show you what happens in your brain when you begin to direct your self-talk with purpose and intention. There's a principle in neuroscience that says neurons that fire together wire together. This means every time you think a thought, you're either strengthening existing neural connections or when you start speaking to yourself in a new way, something remarkable happens. Your brain literally begins to reorganize itself. It's like upgrading the operating system of a computer, except this computer is your mind. Every positive thought, every empowering statement you make to yourself isn't just words, it's electrical signals firing in your brain, creating new neural pathways. Let me make this practical. When you wake up tomorrow morning and instead of saying, I'm tired or I don't want to get up, you say with conviction, I'm excited about this day or I'm full of energy, you're not just using different words. You're firing different neural networks. You're activating different genes. You're changing your brain's chemistry. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your brain can't tell if you're actually experiencing something or if you're just thinking about it with enough emotional intensity. This is why Olympic athletes can improve their performance just by visualizing their routines. They're literally programming their neural networks through focused mental rehearsal. The same principle applies to your self-talk. When you combine clear, intentional self-talk with elevated emotion, you're not just thinking different thoughts. You're teaching your body a new way of being. You're creating what scientists call a new neural signature. This is how people make quantum leaps in their lives. They're not just changing their thoughts, they're changing their entire state of being. Think about it this way. Every time you have a thought, it's like dropping a pebble into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The ripples from that thought extend out into the field, attracting similar frequencies back to you. This isn't mystical thinking, it's quantum physics. Your thoughts are energy, and energy affects matter. When you begin to practice focused self-talk with emotional intensity, you're no longer just thinking, you're broadcasting a specific electromagnetic signature into the field. You're becoming a quantum creator. Your thoughts and words, charged with emotion, become the blueprints for your future reality. This is where emotional coherence becomes crucial. It's not enough to just say positive words to yourself. You need to feel the emotions associated with those words. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, when what you're saying to yourself matches what you're feeling, you create a powerful state of coherence. When you're in a state of coherence, your heart and brain are working in perfect synchrony. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable. Scientists can actually detect this harmony between heart and brain waves. And when you're in this state, you become a powerful broadcaster of new possibilities. Let me explain what this means for your daily life. When you wake up tomorrow and say to yourself, I am worthy of greatness, or I am capable of extraordinary things, and you feel the truth of those words in every cell of your body, you're not just engaging in positive thinking. You're literally rewiring your neural circuitry and changing your energy field. This is why focused self-talk is so powerful. It's not just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's about creating a new energetic signature that becomes your new normal. It's about training your brain to fire new patterns that support your desired reality. Think of it like tuning a radio to a new frequency. Right now, your brain is tuned to certain stations based on your habitual thinking. But through focused self-talk, you can tune into new frequencies, frequencies of abundance, health, success, and joy. And the more you practice this, the stronger these new frequencies become. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. You can't just do this halfway. You need to speak to yourself with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to respond. This is how you begin to create lasting change at the cellular level. Remember, every word you speak to yourself is either reinforcing your current reality or creating a new one. There's no middle ground. You're either using your self-talk to elevate your life, or you're using it to maintain your current circumstances. Let me lay out exactly what you're going to do for these next 3 days. This is your protocol for transformation, and you need to follow it precisely. These 3 days are going to be different from any other days you've lived before because you're going to be conscious of every word you speak to yourself. Let's start with your morning ritual. The moment you open your eyes, and I mean the very moment before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you do anything else, you're going to place your hand on your heart. This physical gesture tells your body it's time for something new. In this state, between sleep and wakefulness, your brain is most receptive to new programming. For the first 20 minutes of your day, you're going to speak to yourself with intentional, powerful words, not just in your head, but in a whisper or soft voice. Today is the day I break free from my past. Today, my new life begins. Every cell in my body is awakening to a new possibility. Feel these words. Let them sink into every cell of your body. During these morning sessions, you must maintain absolute focus. If your mind wanders to your problems or your to-do list, gently bring it back. This isn't meditation. This is active brain programming. You're laying down new neural pathways. You're creating new patterns in your neural circuitry. The afternoon reinforcement, between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., your brain goes through another receptive period. This is your second window of opportunity. Find a quiet place, your car, an empty office, even a bathroom stall, if you have to. Take 5 minutes to reconnect with your morning declarations. Here's the crucial part. During these afternoon sessions, you're going to add physical movement. As you speak to yourself, walk with purpose. Move your arms with intention. Your body needs to feel these words. Remember, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire state of being. Throughout the day, you need to catch your automatic negative self-talk. The moment you hear yourself say, I can't, or this is too hard, stop immediately. Replace those words with, I am capable, or I find solutions easily. Don't let a single negative thought slip by unchallenged. Every thought matters. Every word counts. The evening protocol is where the magic of consolidation happens. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your brain naturally begins to process the day's experiences. This is when you review and reinforce. Sit quietly for 15 minutes. Place your hand on your heart again. Review your day's victories, no matter how small. Speak to yourself with gratitude and anticipation. Tell yourself, today I created new neural pathways. Today I stepped closer to my new reality. Tomorrow will bring even greater transformation. Feel the truth of these words in your body. Let the emotion build. This emotional state is crucial for neural consolidation. Here's why these timing windows are so critical. Your brain operates on natural cycles of peak receptivity. By aligning your self-talk practice with these windows, you're maximizing the impact of every word you speak to yourself. You're working with your brain's natural rhythm instead of against it. During these 3 days, you must maintain what I call state management. This means being constantly aware of your emotional state. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, use your breath and take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself, I am in the process of transformation. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce my new reality. Keep a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, write it down. Then write down its replacement. This isn't just busy work. This is creating a physical record of your transformation. It's making the invisible visible. Each night before you sleep, review these notes. Speak the new, empowering statements one last time. Let them be the last thoughts in your mind as you drift off to sleep. Your subconscious mind will work with these thoughts all night long. Remember, these 3 days are not about perfection. They're about direction. You might slip back into old patterns of thinking. That's normal. The key is to catch yourself faster each time and redirect your self-talk immediately. This is a full immersion experience. You're not just changing a few thoughts. You're creating a new neural architecture. You're building new neural networks that will support your new reality. Every word you speak to yourself during these 3 days is either reinforcing this new architecture or falling back into old patterns. Don't underestimate the power of these specific time windows. They're like portals of opportunity where your brain is most receptive to new programming. Use them fully. Make every moment count. These 3 days can literally reshape your brain's circuitry if you follow this protocol with unwavering. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your body when you begin this new pattern of self-talk. This isn't just a mental exercise. You're literally changing your biology with every word you speak to yourself. Your body is a complex chemical factory, and your thoughts are the factory manager. When you achieve heart-brain coherence through positive self-talk, something remarkable happens. Your heart starts producing a rhythmic pattern that scientists can measure. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable electromagnetic energy. Your heart actually has its own nervous system, sending more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. When you place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with kindness and power, your heart rhythm becomes more ordered, more coherent. This coherent state sends signals to your brain that say all is well. Your brain responds by reducing the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is why you feel a physical sense of calm and power when you speak to yourself with intention. But it goes even deeper. As your stress hormones decrease, your body starts producing what I call the chemicals of possibility: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They're signals that tell your genes to express themselves differently. You're literally changing your genetic expression through your self-talk. Think about this. Every cell in your body has receptors that respond to these chemicals. When you tell yourself, I am powerful, I am capable, I am worthy, you're not just saying words, you're creating a cascade of biological changes. Your cells begin to vibrate at a different frequency. They literally tune themselves to a new energetic signature. This is why people who master their self-talk often report feeling physically different. Their energy changes, their presence changes, even their facial expressions change. They're not just thinking differently, they're becoming biologically different. Your cells are always listening to your self-talk. When you consistently speak to yourself with power and purpose, your cells begin to expect these new chemical states. They start to crave the feel-good chemicals instead of the stress chemicals. This is how lasting transformation happens at the cellular level. The energy frequency of your cells changes based on your thoughts and words. When you're in a state of fear or doubt, your cells vibrate at a lower frequency. But when you shift your self-talk to words of power and possibility, your cellular frequency increases. This isn't mystical, it's measurable quantum physics. When your cells vibrate at these higher frequencies, they become more efficient at everything they do. They communicate better, they repair themselves better. They even replicate better. You're literally upgrading your biological software through your self-talk. This is why consistency is so crucial in these 3 days. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and shift to positive, intentional self-talk, you're not just changing your mood, you're changing your biology. You're teaching your cells a new way of being. The reduction in stress hormones also has a profound effect on your immune system. When you're not flooding your body with stress chemicals, your immune system functions better. Your body can focus on repair and regeneration instead of constantly responding to perceived threats. Remember, your body doesn't know the difference between real and imagined stress. When you tell yourself, I can't handle this or this is too much, your body responds as if you're in actual danger. But when you shift your self-talk to, I am capable and I handle challenges with ease, your body responds by creating an internal environment of strength and resilience. You're not just changing your mind, you're changing your entire biological system. Every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward optimal cellular function or away from it. There is no neutral self-talk. Every internal dialogue is creating biological change. Let me tell you something vital. When you start this new pattern of self-talk, your body is going to fight you. You'll feel uncomfortable. You'll feel fake. Your mind will try to pull you back to your familiar patterns. This isn't weakness. This is your body's chemical addiction to your old emotional states. Your body has become addicted to your familiar emotional patterns. It's been getting regular doses of certain chemicals, stress, worry, self-doubt, and like any addict, it's going to demand its fix. When you start feeding it new chemicals through your new self-talk, it's going to resist. This resistance isn't just psychological, it's biological. In these moments of discomfort, remind yourself this feeling of resistance is actually a sign that change is happening. It's like muscle soreness after a workout. It means you're breaking down old patterns to build new ones. The discomfort you feel is the sensation of your neural networks reorganizing themselves. You might hear a voice in your head saying, "This isn't working," or "You're fooling yourself." Recognize this for what it is, your old programming fighting to survive. Your old self-talk patterns are like deeply worn paths in your brain. When you try to create new paths, the old ones will call to you. They'll feel more comfortable, more familiar, right? Here's what's really happening. Every time you resist the pull of your old emotional addiction and stick with your new self-talk, you're strengthening new neural pathways. You're literally building a new brain. The discomfort you feel is temporary. It's the labor pain of your new self being born. Watch for the signs of transformation. They might be subtle at first. You might notice you're sleeping better. Your energy might shift. You might find yourself spontaneously sitting straighter, breathing deeper. These are signs that your new self-talk is taking root at a biological level. The wall of doubt you'll hit around day 2 isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign you're breaking through. This is when your body's emotional addiction is fighting hardest. This is when you might feel tired, irritable, even want to quit, push through. This resistance is your old identity dying and your new identity being born. You'll know transformation is happening when you start catching your negative self-talk faster, when you find yourself automatically redirecting to positive, empowering self-talk without conscious effort. This is your new neural pathways getting stronger. This is your new programming taking hold. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but transformation is permanent. Every time you feel resistance and choose your new self-talk anyway, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your brain's physical structure. You're literally becoming a different person at the cellular level. The key is to stay committed, especially when it feels hardest. When every fiber of your being wants to go back to old patterns, that's when you're on the verge of breakthrough. That's when transformation is closest. Don't let temporary discomfort rob you of permanent change. This isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about staying committed to your new self-talk even when you don't feel good. That's what creates lasting change. That's what builds permanent new neural pathways. That's what transforms your biology forever. When you transform your self-talk, you're not just changing yourself. You're changing the entire field of possibilities around you. This isn't just personal development. It's quantum transformation that affects every aspect of your life and everyone around you. Watch what happens in your relationships. When you speak to yourself differently, you show up differently. People will begin to respond to you in new ways. They'll sense the shift in your energy before you even speak. Your presence alone will begin to influence rooms you walk into. This isn't magic. It's the power of coherent energy affecting your quantum field. In your professional life, opportunities will begin to appear that weren't there before. Not because the world changed, but because your new self-talk has attuned you to possibilities you were blind to before. You'll find yourself making decisions with more clarity, speaking with more authority, leading with more confidence. Your new internal dialogue creates new external realities. Your health will begin to shift too. When you change your self-talk, you change your stress response. Your immune system strengthens. Your sleep deepens. Your digestion improves. People often report that chronic conditions they've struggled with for years begin to shift. This isn't coincidence. It's the power of your new biology expressing itself through quantum entanglement. Your transformation affects the field of infinite possibilities around you. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself sends ripples through the quantum field. You become a broadcast antenna transmitting new frequencies that attract corresponding experiences and opportunities. You'll start noticing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to support your new way of being. The right people will show up. The right opportunities will appear. Doors will open that you didn't even know existed. This isn't luck. It's quantum mechanics in action. You're literally tuning yourself to a new frequency of possibility. Your new self-talk isn't just changing your mind. It's changing the very fabric of your reality. You're no longer the same person who started this process. Your DNA is expressing itself differently. Your energy field is vibrating differently. You're becoming someone who naturally attracts different experiences. This is why this work is so crucial. You're not just changing your life, you're changing the field of possibilities for everyone around you. Your transformation becomes a catalyst for others. Your new way of being creates a template that makes it easier for others to transform too. This is how real change happens in the world. One person's transformed self-talk at a time. Right now, in this moment, you stand at the threshold of transformation. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Every moment you wait is a moment you're reinforcing your old patterns. Every second you delay is a second you're choosing your old self over your new possibilities. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you have a choice to make. Will you fall back into your old patterns of self-talk, or will you begin the most important conversation of your life? The one that will literally reshape your brain, rewrite your biology, and reconstruct your reality. Here's exactly what you'll do. The moment you wake up, before your feet touch the floor, place your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm. Take 3 deep breaths and begin your new dialogue with yourself. These words, with every ounce of conviction you possess. Today I step into my new reality. Today my thoughts create my new future. Today I become the person I know I can be. Don't just say these words, feel them in every cell of your body. Let them vibrate through your being. Let them shake loose everything that no longer serves you. Your old stories, your old limitations, your old self-talk, let them fall away like autumn leaves making way for new growth. The universe is waiting for you to make this decision. The quantum field is ready to respond to your new energy signature. Every cell in your body is poised to begin this transformation, but you must take the first step. You must begin this new conversation with yourself. Think about where you'll be 3 days from now. Think about who you'll be. Think about how different your world will look when you've rewired your brain with 3 days of intentional, powerful self-talk. Think about the ripple effects this will have in every area of your life. This isn't just about changing your thoughts. This is about changing your destiny. This is about stepping into the version of yourself that you've always known was possible. This is about becoming the person who naturally attracts success, health, love, and abundance. The time is now. Not after this session ends. Not after you've prepared more. Not after you feel ready. Now. Begin this new conversation with yourself now. Let this be the moment you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. That's when I began to create my new reality. Your new life is waiting. Your new self is calling. Your new reality is ready. All that's required is for you to begin this conversation with yourself right now. In this moment, let's begin.